Fascinating.
Star Trek spoofs abound. Either it's the ultimate accolade confirming its place in our cultural pantheon, or it's the last resort of the desperate sketch writer with a mortgage and 3 kids to support. Whichever. Ask the replicator for the beverage of your choice, lie back, and enjoy.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its 25-year mission, to go round and round on television until everybody knows each episode by heart.
Well, all right, it has gone round and round for 30 years now. But it's not just Trekkers who seem interested in watching reruns of the old Star Trek, or indeed The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. Comics, it seems, are fascinated with the whole Star Trek thing. And so, too, are impressionists. Not too many try to do James T. Kirk, but Spock, on the other hand, is a different proposition. Logically, all one has to do is keep saying logically, and logically people will know who one is trying to take off. My personal favorite, though, has to be Dr. McCoy. McCoy always sounded to me like a motorbike that was having trouble starting, you know? Jim! 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 Star Trek, old and new, is so popular and so much fun to parody that no one, it seems, can resist donning these old 70s wool shirts or a pair of plastic ears and uttering immortal phrases like, "The engines can't take any more, Captain!"
You're late, Mr. Spook.
By logical deduction, Captain, I'd been attending to some asteroids.
Well, it's your own fault for sitting on cold metal. What news of the Klingons?
The treatment's working wonders. I finally managed to boldly go.
Oh, the comedy potential in the word Klingon. But you know, it always amazed me that despite all the weaponry and the technology available here on this very Enterprise, the warp drives, the tractor beams, the photon torpedoes, despite all this, every episode seemed to me to end up with Captain Kirk having a fistfight with some bloke in some sand. You know, Mr. Spock would always say, "Logically, Captain, we should hold them in a tractor beam, then use the photon torpedoes and the warp drive."
Jim! Jim! Damn it, Jim! Get on this motorbike with me and we'll ride off into the sunset, Jim!
The 60s and 70s, it seemed that everybody knew Spock, Kirk, Scotty, and crew. Not the place, I mean, you know, the crew here. They knew them personally. Every bright kid at school had to suffer the indignity of being called Spock and having his ears and the color of his blood checked regularly, often in the same brutal playground game. But then came the terrible news that after 79 episodes, the Enterprise would boldly go no further. It was as big a shock to the crew here, myself, Dr. McCoy, Mr. Spock, as to our many fans. Trekkers were forced to survive on a diet of celluloid Star Treks, which also seemed to end with Captain Kirk having a fistfight in some sand, until the birth of the Next Generation, with its new, politically correct beginning.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise, our ongoing mission to seek new life, to explore strange new worlds, to boldly go where no man has gone before. Sexist. Where no human has gone before. No. Racist. Let's see. Where no carbon-based, silicon, particulate entity with any sentient characteristics whatsoever has gone before. Roll titles.
New Generation, new captain. Patrick Stewart, boldly going where no captain had gone before, thereby giving lots of balding trekkers the chance to finally look like one of their heroes without running to the extra expense of getting a good wig. He did what no one thought was possible and took over brilliantly from William Shatner. He also did this. being in Star Trek, haven't they? There's something Freudian about those, you know, pectoral-hugging shirts, the long boots, those off-the-shoulder trouser suits. The Freudian. It's, well, you know what I mean. It's.
Fire those retro rockets, shoot the Fruton torpedoes, and, make us go that way.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Excuse me. I order you to undress and show me your thingies.
But, Captain, that violates intergalactic law, or something.
Number 1, I order you to go take a number 2.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Punt and Dennis were also quick off the mark with a dig at the Next Generation's crew. Here, he said, sounding a little bit like Rolf Harris of Cartoon Time, here they've just come to Earth and encountered the peculiar Hugh Grant people for the first time. Take a look at this.
Hello. Hi.
We are from the starship USS Enterprise.
Welcome to our planet.
What are you?
What am I? We are Hugh Grant. What it's worth, I suppose.
Lovely.
Am I? Oh, well, it's you say so. You really think so?
Counselor.
Apologies, Captain, but I'm experiencing feelings that I have never had before. They have lovely hair and floppy fringes, and the way they grin, it is irresistible. I fancy them.
Jolly good.
What an excellent Hugh Grant impression. Alexei Sayle took a similar angle on the alien makeup of the new crew. You're not seriously going to use this one, are you?
Grantor? Yes. Well, I wasn't going to mention this, but, your head's covered in lumps. Yeah, it's gone all brown and it's covered in lumps.
Has anyone else noticed this? Any member of the crew?
Well, it's a bit hard to miss, you know.
Bastards. And they would have let me go all day looking like this. You have a mirror.
Yeah, sure.
Jesus. What do I look like?
You look like you've dipped your head in a bucket of shit.
Sadly, I can't imagine Worf getting much other acting work. He's hardly going to be the love interest in a Merchant Ivory film, is he? Spock, too, found acting work difficult. Logically. It's so easy to confuse fiction with truth. Keith Chegwin with Steve Bruce. Star Trek with real life. Saturday Night Live team there, all the way from America. Did you spot Dana Carvey as well from Wayne's World? Excellent, Wayne. You know, one thing that's always bothered me a bit about the Next Generation of Star Trek, Geordie LaForge. Geordie LaForge, not a real Geordie, is he, you see? And that accent, it's not a very good Geordie accent really either, is it? And I think they should have got Paul Gascoigne to play that part, I do, you know?
Here, Pickard, you bird bastard. Ha! Never mind stopping at all them poxy planets. How about stopping at a pub so we can go down and pick up some beer and some lasses? Ha! Here, do you like me glasses? I can see through girls' dresses with these and everything. They're great. Ha! But apart from that one fairly major flaw, Star Trek Next Generations apparently is even more popular with the fans than the original. I say that by way of a link to our final act. Here he is with his heartfelt tribute to the Next Generation. Say goodnight to me, say hello to Adam Buxton.
Star Trek, the Next Generation, you love throughout the nation. You're my favourite show, I've seen every episode, you're lucky. You don't have to wait for buses, you just step into the transporter, and off you boldly go. Mr. Wolf's my favourite person, because he's very strong and large. Jean-Luc Picard is fair but hard, he has to be because he's in charge. When I found out that it was ending, I wrote them all a letter to say they had to die. They sent policemen round to see me now. My whole life is rather empty, because he gone and left me. Where did you boldly go? 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 bastards.